W- What's up, people? My name is Velicious, and today we are going to hopefully have a pretty long episode because our goal is to unlock all of these. I am not gonna obliterate, so I'll save it for a real run because we're using a command artifact again. So this run is gonna be kind of boring, but hopefully I get to show a bunch of stuff, and I find that a lot of these things are not that fun to grind for, really, because you need a lot of luck specifically for this piercing wind here, and this one is, you can force it on stage 1, but it's just annoying to force, really. You try to line up 6 mobs and make them have 1 HP pretty much, and then you right click them. I did that a couple of times. It takes like 10 minutes or whatever. I'd rather just, since we're going for this one, and we're just gonna make a god run basically with commando and go to stage like 15 or something probably, and hopefully at some point we manage to beat either Rally Point, Delta, or Scorched Acres without taking damage. There are some ways to do this. Let's start the run, I guess, mainly by having a bunch of barrier. So if you can get an Aegis early and a couple of Regio racks, and then harvest sites and 100% crit, of course, because you have command. That's the easiest way to do it. You can also do it in multiplayer. You can have your friends just finish the map, and you just sit back and let them do all of the mobs while you just run away. It's even easier if you do it with the artifact that forces only one kind of monster, and just wait for a good stage 3 or later on in a room. A good Rally Point, Delta, or Scorch Acres with beetles or jellyfish or some kind of mob that you can dodge super easily. So lesser wisps would be scary. You could probably do it with Stone Titans if you have your friend doing it for you and you're just hiding as Huntress. But the way I did it on my main save was I used command artifact like this. I got really lucky on the first 2 stages and I got 2 reds. And then I just picked Aegis and the Regio rack so that I had a bunch of healing, and then I had 100% crit, and I had a harvest site, and that way you just don't really die. But we also need to get 12 crowbars. I think it's 12. I think it's 12. We're gonna grab that later once we have all of our other items. That's probably gonna be last, hopefully, assuming this run goes well. It should go well because we have we have command artifacts, so there's really no reason for it to go bad. The only way it would go bad is if I mess up badly. The first stage or first 2 stages can be a bit scary because you're not really overpowered yet. Like 30% crit is good, but we're not in one-shot territory, right? So I'm just gonna take another quick look upstairs. Since we have command artifact, I'm way more willing to spend more time looking for chests because all of them are value. I'm probably gonna grab something that is not crit here. Yeah, let's grab bleed. Oops. Royal Capacitor, really good, of course. This chest doesn't really matter because we have command. It's basically just a more expensive regular chest. Oops, I wanted to take a mag there, but I was a bit too fast on clicking. I haven't recorded for a day or two actually, I think. So I might feel a bit off. Please let me get into it. I wanted to get one of these. And we're gonna get the one shot, one kill with each bounce of the right click by itself once we have 100% crit, probably. I would imagine. But what I would do is, like I'm doing here, I have 3 low HP mob. Just do that with 6 and right click if you want to unlock it without abusing command artifact. That's how I did it before I had command artifact. And now we're just gonna go for the boss. Need to remember to play a little bit safe here. What is it? It's a beetle queen, that's fine. Yeah, we're dealing a lot of damage. If I crit here, we might get the thing. We didn't. Wisps are usually what you want to go for, because they have so low HP when you want to one-shot all of them. Ow, we could have died there. That would have been shameful. Get a green item, that's gonna be Harvest Site, in case we run into 1 or 2 red items on the next stage. And we're gonna try to not take any damage on stage 3. But we probably won't be able to make it. It's really, really, really hard if you don't have barrier, especially if they're spawning wisps, because if you just get unlucky spawn where you're surrounded and in the direction you teleport there's another lesser wisp, you need to, if you get surrounded by lesser wisps, like they start spawning around of you, you need to teleport instantly if you don't want to take any damage. And if you manage to teleport in a direction where there's another lesser wisp spawning, or there's one already if you can't see it, then you're gonna take damage, right? Makes it super hard to do this achievement. I find it really painful. It's more painful than the don't take damage on a prismatic trial, because prismatic trials are always seeded, right? So at least you can just retry it and you can remember what you did last time. But since stage 3 is always going to be random, it's going to take a little bit of time for us to reach stage 3. And it's just, you know, yeah, it's just random. It's kind of frustrating, especially if you keep getting Scorched Acres. Because Scorched Acres is a lot harder. It has a lot more harder mobs to avoid taking damage from. The chain gun guys, for an example, are a lot harder to dodge than Stone Titans. We want to grab the large chest. Hopefully it's a red item. If it's a red item, we have a chance to do it next stage, I would say. You could also stack, if you only want to go for this specific skill, you could also just pick up a bunch of brooches on stage 1 with command artifact, or if you find a printer if you're playing regularly. That's how they did it when it was first unlocked, because we didn't have artifacts back then. But then you're just screwed for the rest of the run. But if that's all you want to do, then that's a good tip for you. But I'm gonna go for all of them, like I said, so hopefully we can get it later. I don't want to spend too much time thinking. We're gonna grab a tome here just to speed things up. Hopefully we get another green item. I mean, we're probably gonna get one from the boss. Oh, we're gonna do this. I shouldn't teleport towards it because it could be bad. Greater Wisps. They're on the other side over here. It's probably only one. Might be 2. One on the other side, but it didn't seem like it. So basically what you're aiming for is to have a lot of barrier, and you want to be able to kill stuff fast. Oh god, my frames are still weird and I'm not sure why. I'm gonna grab more crit. Another large chest. Was this the first one I saw? Maybe it was. Another Harvest Site, just so that we get more healing. In case we manage to find a red item on this stage, we probably won't, but having 2 Harvest Sites isn't really bad anyways. Gonna pick up some more bleed. Gold over there, let's go grab it. We can probably open most chests. You might not want to go for a Royal Capacitor if you're doing this. If you manage to find a red item, you want to have probably a Foreign Fruit, honestly, as a use item. Just because you can use it instantly, so that you get half your HP as barrier. And then you just start killing mobs, and you should be able to keep that up if you have 100% crit and you have a couple of harvest sites, hopefully a regio rack too, but not needed if you have enough harvest sites. We're gonna max out our crit here, and then we're gonna work on our bleed. After that we're gonna get some movement stuff. Crit is so important right now just because it's both offensive and defensive in healing and damage. Oh yeah, I want to check whether or not you can still glitch your way down and force this with this character, because I haven't tried. I know that you can do this with a lot of movement speed, apparently. If you have like a lot of movement speed, you can just run through the gate, I think, or maybe it's the same spot. But you used to be able to do this. If you stand up here and run in here, you could blink through the wall here sometimes. It was a bit hard to do. I think they fixed it. I'm pretty sure they fixed it. We don't have to care about that since we did the engineer method. Oh yeah, and you could, if you have a bunch of lunar coins, you could force a red item by just going to the blue portal and printing one there from the cauldron. Of course, you need enough green items to do that though. There's another chest down there. There we go. No boss items, sadly. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to do it next stage. I'm probably gonna grab a Hope Feather here, just in case. You might want a Hope Feather for the next stage if you have an Aegis too, by the way, because fall damage counts. So Hope Feather, of course, lets you save yourself if you, for some reason, gets put in a state where you could take fall damage. Also, Hope Feathers just in general are good. Jumping is always a good way to dodge. One more crit, then it should be enough. We have 96% chance to crit right now. And if we manage to get a Shatter Spleen, we have 100%. Wait for us to start teleporting. And then we grab it. Now we have a bit of gold on the next stage. You can do the same with opening capsules, but they don't give nearly enough gold. Scorched Acres. This would have been very, very hard even if we have had Aegis. We're hoping for a Rally Point Delta. So we're just gonna farm some items here and go for the next loop. So it's gonna be stage 8, I believe. We're not going for artifacts, so that should be correct. And you see there we took damage, so I wasn't really trying to dodge there. I heard the wisp sound, so I should have just blinked when I heard it if I really wanted to go for it, but it's fine. I should probably grab a couple of mags just because it makes it easier to grab that challenge. These two green items that we have here are both very, very strong. It's kind of bad that we don't have them yet, but I'm gonna check after this run. I don't want to unlock too much stuff during this run though. Because I feel like I'm kind of cheating you out of like interesting runs and interesting ways to play the game by using the command artifact. Then again, I want to do the runs with these alternative skills because I haven't gotten to use them. I just unlocked them and moved on my main file. So I wanna try to get them first, and then we start doing proper runs where we obliterate and, you know, get to use different items and different skills. Gonna play this. Oh yeah, and I confirmed, by the way, that you need more tri-tip daggers on the multi-T and the captain too, by the way, to proc 100% bleed. So you need like probably around 11-ish on multi-T and 9 on captain in order to have 100%. I feel like they should probably make it so that bleeds are, instead of working with your proc coefficiency, they should probably just make it flat like crit chance, and they should just make it so that one tri-tip gives you 5% bleed chance. That way it would be a little bit more balanced. You would need 20 in order to have 100%, and just having like 3 or 4 would still be really good. Just wouldn't be as overpowered as it is right now. But I am no game designer, I am just musing. I feel like they're probably gonna change bleed as it is right now, because it's almost stronger than what sticky bombs were. You need so few of these in order to make them work. I feel like if we have just a bunch of backup mags and then just spam. There's a chest up there, but I'm just gonna move onwards. We're gonna get a guaranteed red item on the next stage, no matter what. So we're gonna pick up an Aegis there. Could actually die here if we're playing poorly, because Huntress is very squish and I'm not dodging properly. Always focus the chain gun, guys. We're healing a lot, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. I want to stack Harvestites now because of the guaranteed Aegis. We should try to get the longer we loop, the harder it's gonna be to get these things, because of there just being more mobs and they're being harder to kill. But it's important to get red items, right? The easiest way to do it is if you manage to get 1 or 2 red items before stage 3, then you can just Aegis Regi rack, you have a bunch of healing, and then you're fine. But we're gonna be guaranteed 1 red item on the next stage, so if we can get to stage 8 kinda quickly, it should be fine. Malachites are gonna be scary, Celestines are gonna be a bit scary, especially since Huntress can't target the Invis mobs. I don't think. I haven't really played against Celestines at Huntress yet, to be fair, but I'm pretty sure she can't. We should have enough good items that it doesn't matter, though. I feel like I have a weird accent today. I'm not sure why. Let's go grab that chest. Who knows, it might be around. There we go. I'm gonna top off our bleed. Bleed is very important if we get Siren's Call here. Otherwise we want to pick up 1 or 2 more tomes, probably. But we can decide that once we're on this stage. It is Siren's Call, okay, so we might want to get 1 or 2 more bleeds. Bleed stacking is not that good on regular Huntress. Her alternative left click is way stronger for that, once you have a bit more crit. We might want to grab attack speed actually, rather than bleed. Now that I think about it, completely forgot about that part. I know that my mate got the 1 kill on every bounce of the glaive. He got that by just playing, so I'm hoping I can do the same thing. If we don't get it here, I'm just gonna do one stage 1 run with Commando where we just get a bunch of crit and maybe one, just a bunch of crit, and then just wait for a bunch of wisps to spawn, and it should be fine. Picking up a few more harvest sites. We're gonna pick up Aegis after we kill the boss here. So you want to have healing for sure. Apparently barrier has been patched since I played earlier, like in this current patch 1.0 they patched it so that, or maybe one patch earlier, I don't know really. They removed the one-shot protection on barrier, which seems kind of weird. I feel like it's proccing for me, but I'm guessing I'm just playing high HP characters so that I don't actually get one-shotted whenever I have barrier. I haven't been abusing it too much, but I've had like 2 or 3 runs with it. So I still feel like barrier is kinda okay. It might just be that if you're playing Huntress it might not be as good because it doesn't give you one-shot protection. Another ATG. Can never go wrong. I should pick up some feathers and wax quails, I guess, just to make our movement a little bit faster. I hate jellyfish. And that's why I hate jellyfish. Okay, we're going again. Huntress, you have so low HP. Okay, let's do this again. This is gonna be a very long episode, but that's fine. We have a large chest. Maybe we might be able to do it on stage 3 here. Large chests have a higher chance, that was bad, of giving you a red item. So if we're lucky, we get an Aegis here, and then we can just get a bunch of harvest sites and crit, and we should be fine, honestly. Here we go. I'm a bit tired. I had bad sleep. I woke up a bunch of times, so I might be even less coherent than I am usually. My eyes hurt a bit too, so I might have slept with my eyes open. I'm not sure though. I feel like they would be dry then. I just have this strange feel of pressure, which is not very good, but I get that sometimes when I sleep poorly. I sleep too much, but I don't sleep good. And I woke up to like 2 different alarms, which is not very fun. Not very fun. So I'm a little bit out of it, but we're hanging in there. We should be good. I still don't know why the frame rate is the way it is. It might be just because I turned a lot of the settings down, actually. So I should probably try increasing them again and see if that helps it. Might have something to do with Whether it's the GPU or CPU getting loaded or whatever, it might be poorly optimized this game. I'm not too sure. Crit, because we want to be able to proc that heal. I'm gonna go for the shrine here. I feel like whenever I'm looking at wisps, it starts struggling. There's 2 chests over there. Please pay out fast. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, we're gonna skip that one. Use item there. There we get our use item, good. What do we want? I mean, honestly, Royal Capacitor just makes it safe and fast early. Okay, that was a bit of a less of a stage 1 than last stage 1. We got a better map, but less density. Unlucky. Stone Titan, we want to go close. We critted on the Royal Capacitor, so this is gonna be fast and easy. There we go. No boss item. Sad. Hoopa Feather. Get it out of the way. I'm gonna try just going over here, go to graphics, and just... I had pretty much everything maxed out. Let's just put it on again and see what happens. Oh, this might actually be what's causing the problem. Now that I see it. Corpses doesn't really matter. There we go. Let's see if it feels better. I feel like I have less frames, but if it doesn't stutter as much, it should be fine. Yeah, I feel like I have like 60 or something now. Maybe even less. Might also need to require a restart in order to the settings to take effect. I guess we'll find out for the next episode. For now, I'm just gonna go along with it. Oh, we have a blue portal here? We're probably not gonna be able to do anything, but we might as well check it out. If I... Oh, I could do the void. Let's check the void out and see if it's good to do, because that's a guaranteed red item. If we can do this, all of these challenges by stage 5, I would be so happy. Because I don't really want to spend too much time on looping. Getting a glass would be very good for the one-shot thingy too. We could get a green item, not very important. We don't have 5 green items, so you can't get a red item. Let's check out the void. If I had one more green item, I would have printed and just removed everything in order to have one red item. I feel like that's worth it at this point, just to get an Aegis and to skip this. But we might as well when we're here. We could get super unlucky here, and the last stage, when they get a red item, they just get Tesla coil or something, and then we can't really do anything. Then we just need to leave instantly, or maybe we just die. If I die during this run, I'm probably gonna end the episode and start another one. I'd really hate... I mean, I might just keep on going just to make sure that it's done in this episode. We have beetles, that's free. Unless they have Tesla coils, then they are probably the scariest ones. We're not that strong right now on this character, to be honest. 35, 36 even % crit chance isn't that good. Royal Capacitor helps us, but it's only good when there's like one target that you need to deal a lot of damage to. If we're really unlucky, we get really bad items and really bad mobs. I mean, of course, something like if we get the chain gun guys, we need to run out as fast as possible. Stone Titans could be manageable, Wisps are manageable, the Vultures are manageable. We're afraid of Jellyfish would be kind of scary, especially if they have something like bleed or crit chance. We're gonna stack crit here. I want to make sure we have that at least at like 50 before we start getting other items. It's over there. Here we go. They have 5 medkits, that's fine. Especially on beetles. Medkits are scary on mobs that have a lot of HP because you usually don't focus a mob down that has a lot of HP. You're doing like burst damage like this, and then they often take some damage and walk out of it and then heal up. Medkits are 20 flat and then 5% and 5% stacks. So that's 25% HP plus 20 flat that they would heal here. A little bit scary. Hopefully our next mob is okay with it though. I'm kind of hoping for lesser wisps, honestly. Just because they're easier to kill. If it's something like the... I can't remember what they're called, but the melee attacking a lot of HP dudes that throw a spike on you, that throw you up in the air. Where's the... Where's the beam? Oh, okay. Having a Hope of Feather here is very, very helpful, and of course Huntress with her blink is also good. You kind of want some mobility. Doing this area with the Captain is kind of hard. And with Artificer too. Artificer especially since she has a lot of HP. Low HP, I mean. Huntress gets saved because of her jump. Jellyfish is actually kind of scary. I'm gonna try to do this. But we might very well die. I mean, you saw the last run. 2 unlucky elite spawns on these and we're done. I'm gonna go out and grab that. Not gonna use the blink here because I wanna save it if we get a bunch of jellyfish on us. Really hope the music isn't overpowering my voice, but it should be fine. The sound levels on the recording software seems to be good. I don't really trust that one though. Okay, let's grab 1 or 2 of these and then maybe some movement speed would be helpful. You shouldn't be afraid to sit a bit. A Cautious Slug might be good here actually, but you shouldn't be afraid to sit and wait your HP a bit here. I'm not gonna do it. Just because, oh, they have tri-tip daggers. Okay, I need to focus the jellyfish and just ignore the beetles. This could be very scary. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die if a jellyfish hits me. If it procs... I mean, it only stacks 1 bleed, right? So it shouldn't be too much of a problem, honestly. I keep thinking that they apply a large bleed, but they don't. They should only apply 1 bleed. I'm not sure how much damage the jellyfish does, though. The bleed might... They might have some weird high attack stat that should make the bleed deal a lot more damage. As you can see, this guy can't do anything, even if we stand still for a bit. If we just move out, we're not gonna get hit by it. So you can just jump around like this. I'm totally fine with there being a couple of them here. They die when the event is over anyways. Go to just so that we can move around faster here. If you can't see the line, try to get a high point to a high point. And if you really can't see it and you don't want to risk it, just move towards the portal and keep looking for it while you're moving towards the portal. It might be closer to you than the portal. Oh, vultures. Yeah, this is very scary. This is very, very scary. Now I have 2 scary mobs. I guess the jellyfish have higher priority than the jellyfish. The jellyfish have higher priority than the vultures, sorry. Since I can dodge the vultures, if I get clipped by a vulture shot, though, that's gonna take a lot of our HP. Not to mention the bleed. Just gonna shoot that so that we get some healing. I was already on full health, but you never know. I kind of wish they made this area a bit more hectic. You shouldn't have to be sitting here waiting for the portals to charge up. It should be, you should be running around constantly taking damage, a lot of mobs around, because it's so rewarding, right? A lot of people feel like this is one of the more boring areas in the game. Wax Quail would be really good. I agree, I genuinely don't want to do this area, but having an Aegis this early would be worth it. Chrono Bubbles, that's scary, honestly. That's a 60% movement speed slow. We should, our blink, actually our blink should be, since blinks any utility skill, well, any utility skill that moves you around scales out of movement speed. So if you're slowed and you try to do the Hunter's blink, you should blink shorter range, if I understand it correctly. I don't really want to try it out right now, but I feel like that's the case. Since you blink further whenever you have more movement speed, right? So, makes sense to me. Ow. Oh, it didn't hit for too much. We're fine. The bleed was kind of scary though. Probably a harvest site here, honestly. Oh god. This, I wouldn't do this normally. This is not good. The imps have a bleed of their own. And I'm guessing the tri-tip is gonna apply a secondary bleed, so I'm gonna have 2 bleed dots on me. Honestly, a armor plate would have been smart. I should have taken it earlier instead of the go-to for the mag. When I saw that they had tri-tips, I should have taken it. Didn't think that far though. I'm just gonna stick to jumping around as much as possible in case they teleport on me. That was very close. More harvest sites. Leeching Seed, that doesn't matter. That's a dud item for them. 1 flat HP every time they hit me. I'm fine with that. Should be using right click a lot more, but it's very scary with the jellyfish. Since you're locked in an animation, well, you're not locked in an animation per se, but you can't really shoot during it. You want to shoot at the jellyfish as early as possible because dealing damage to them sometimes stops them from doing their suicide attack. Ow. Okay, the bleed wasn't scary at all. The slowest though. You could see how slow that was there. Okay, next item is gonna be the red. Gonna pick up a ukulele, I guess. Don't know where the last one is. It's over there. Okay. Please don't get a Tesla coil here. Shattering hammer, that's shattering justice, that's fine. What's more scary is that they can drop down from above here. I'm pretty sure. If they hit me for 5 times, I'm probably dead anyways, so shattering justice won't do too much. I feel like Tesla coil is honestly the only really scary item they can get. I guess Behemoth would be kind of scary too. But Tesla coil is like you can't do it really if there's a Tesla coil. Okay, and here we grab Aegis. Now we should get barrier when we overheal, and we're overhealing a lot because we have a lot of sights. A few more wouldn't hurt, just to make extra sure that we get it. But crit is the most important part now. I need to get 100% crit on this stage. The scariest part on stage 3 is the first mob that spawns, or the first few mobs. I need to be able to deal damage to them before they deal damage to me. And I mean, I don't want to get hit even if I have the barrier. I should try to not get hit anyways. Because if I get hit enough, they're gonna remove the barrier. And then the achievement is gone, right? So we need to make sure that we don't need to hit a lot in order to create a lot of barrier. And then after that we can just focus on getting the crowbars and just spamming right click a lot and we should be fine. Yeah, as you can see, we're not creating a lot of barrier right now, even though we have 4 harvest sites. If we get a rack, that would be godsend, but I need to get lucky for that. I could force another blueberry. I don't want to do the void again though. I don't want to spend another fucking 20 minutes. I'd rather just redo the run, honestly. It's so tedious, and it's also just purely up to chance. If they get Tesla Coil on that final round, then you just wasted a bunch of time. I need to scour for more chests here. I'm not too worried about the time since we're not going for a loop or anything. The next stage, well, I guess if it's Magma Worm as a mob, that would be very scary. Because we can't really... It's hard to dodge that one sometimes. They also spawn directly on top of you. So a lot of the time you just take damage as they spawn in. Hopefully we're gonna have a full barrier by then, but we need a few more items in order to make it work. I'm gonna grab an extra crit here. It's not really necessary, but I just want to be sure that I don't lose a crit. There's a 5% chance that I don't crit. Honestly, let's grab this, just so that we have a little bit of extra healing. As we pick these up now, as you can see, we get a little bit of barrier. It's not much, but it's something. I'm gonna grab attack speed, honestly. I think would be better. That's the next white item. We want to go up there. And we're gonna check behind there, and then we're gonna go for the portal. No large chests, sadly. Attack speed. We have an altar there, but a Regio rack would be really, really good. It doubles your healing, like I said, so it helps a shit ton with the barrier. Oh. Little bit more attack speed. Yeah, I can't keep my... This map is kind of large, so the monsters are a bit more spread out, but I want to be able to keep my barrier up. The barrier doesn't really do too much for us right now. But we're not getting any green items, which is what we need. I guess we pick up a Topaz Brooch. Gives us more barrier. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 more Topaz Brooches would do it. Let's do a final check back here. Spending a lot of time here, but it's fine. We want to try to make this work on the next stage. If we can, since we have the Aegis. Nothing here. Okay, we're gonna have to do with this. It's kind of scary. I might not want to pick up any items on the next stage just because we can take damage while selecting items. I need to be really sure of what I want to pick up and where it is. Topaz Brooch is bottom left, right? I should try to double check for that. Rain of Arrows is gonna be very helpful, especially on the boss. As you can see, it gives us a bunch of barrier. If it's a Magma Worm though, it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna pick up another Harvest Site here, of course. Harvest Site is 100% better than Leeching Seed at this point. Leeching Seed only gives us 1 HP, no matter what. And every Harvest Site gives us 4 at this point, because we have 100% crit. And once we have full barrier, we're pretty safe. We can take 1 or 2 hits without losing the achievement. I would say honestly the worst part about this achievement is that it doesn't tell you when you lose it. Sometimes you get hit kinda early and you're not sure whether you had barrier or not. But hopefully we will be fine. Okay, here we go. I'm probably gonna be a bit silent early here because I want to focus on getting my barrier up. We're gonna rush the portal. Hopefully it's not Scorch Acres. God damn it. I can also hear a chain gun dude. I'm not sure if that counted. I might have had barrier there actually. We have some barrier, okay. I'm gonna act as if it didn't count there. I should have been fine there because I had a bunch of barrier. Okay, let's start the thing. Kinda scary, honestly. I'm just gonna try to focus on this and make sure we have a lot of barrier up. Don't want to get pulled into that, you take a bunch of damage. I managed to out DPS it. You want to focus on killing the ads, like I said earlier, whenever it pulls you in like this. If you get pulled in too close to it, you take a bunch of damage. Might actually be the monster hitting you when you're close to it that deals the most damage. And it has a bunch of armor whenever it pulls you in, so DPSing it unless you have a bunch of crit like I do now, it's not the smartest idea. Oh yeah, that ukulele might actually mess up our 1 kill on every bounce thing. No, because you just need to get the killing blow. If anything, it should help actually. Yeah, we did it. Nice. Okay, good. We're gonna focus on crowbars now. Crowbars will help us with both of the achievements. We're gonna grab this. Probably another ukulele, actually. Okay, very good. That's the most annoying thing to get. Honestly, the rest is fine. We should be able to get it on like stage 1 if we would fail here somehow. And I mean, the crowbar is pretty free when you have command. If you don't have command, you just need to find a printer and you're good. That's what I did. Think you need 12? Oh, there was another chest there. I'm gonna spend a bit of extra time, it's fine. Here we go. I'm very happy because we got the achievement. That's a huge weight off my chest. We're gonna do Artificer next, by the way, which is probably gonna be the same. Not sure if I wanna do... If we get a bit of bleed, it's gonna be fast, I guess. We don't really deal that much damage, to be honest, but nah, we might just skip the boss here and grab a bunch of crowbars instead. I don't want to go for too long, so if we get the 12 crowbars, we're gonna try a couple of times to get a bunch of one-shots on a right click. If we can't, we're just gonna do it on stage 1 instead. It's gonna be a bit more faster that way, because you can force lesser wisps easier. I mean, you can do the same here, honestly, but you can't on this stage, I guess. Oh yeah, a strat for these chests. You pause buffer it, so whenever it shows an item, you pause and decide whether or not you want it. We have command, so it doesn't matter. But that's a tip for you. Do I one-shot? I do. Do I one-shot these? Probably not. Do I one-shot the regular one? No, for sure not. More ukuleles, I guess. I don't want to get rings because they interfere with our right-click thingy. I think I one-shot these. I should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can get another one to spawn, that would be very good. Or lesser wisp. Or jellyfish, that's fine too. Okay, so we just wanna pull all of these now. Like that. And that's how you get it. We had a bunch of grow bars making it a lot easier, but yeah. You don't really have to think too much about that one. It's a good unlock to get. The skill is very good, but not too much of a bother. And now we just, as soon as we get the crowbars, I'm just gonna suicide. Because I don't want to unlock anything else doing this. I'm just killing the egg nests without thinking about it, because I'm so used to just doing it. Normally when I play alone, I don't really care if I die to the boss. I just do it no matter what, because if I win I get a cool red item, if I lose I just reroll. And when I play with friends it's always worth doing it, almost, unless some of us are dead, of course. But it gives you 1 red item per player, making it very good. That is still not fixed. That's very strange, because we changed the settings back. Might have to restart for that. 1 more crowbar and we should be good. Please be a white item. God damn it. Doesn't matter. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna kill myself here. It's a command run, I don't care about it. And we got all of the things. Alright! Ooh, super good. Okay, next episode. We are... I guess I could go through this. Flurry. Instead of your regular left click attack, where you shoot 1 arrow, you shoot 3. They deal less damage, and you shoot them a little bit slower. But if you crit, you shoot 6 arrows instead. So if you have more crit, this outscales strafe. Flurry outscales strafe. Good to know. Face blink. This is 3 smaller blinks instead of 1 large blink. I'm not sure what agile does. If I could get the thing to show up. There it is. The skill can be used while sprinting. You do this in the direction you're walking instead of the direction you're aiming, so you can't do it upwards, but you can do it backwards, etc., making it a lot easier to dodge attacks. Also, they recharge way faster because it's 3 smaller ones. As soon as you get a little bit of movement speed, this is you blink almost as long as you do with the regular blink. I mean, you would blink further with regular blink if you have more movement speed too, but I prefer this one usually because it's just, you have it up more often, so you can just blink whenever something is trying to attack you. And Ballista, I haven't used this one yet, but this is, instead of a rain of arrow in one area dealing a bunch of damage, this is you shoot 3 hard-hitting shots. It's a lot more single target damage. It also procs your rings. My friend says that arrow rain procs rings, but I don't think that's true because it's 225% per second. This will proc rings, of course. So yeah, this is genuinely, this is better than arrow rain, just because your glaive can kill when you have a lot of targets, right? And then you use this for bosses, which is usually where hunters struggle. Okay, next episode we're gonna snipe this one, and then we're gonna remove command artifact, or I'm just gonna disable it. Can't really remove it, the unlock, but yeah. Okay, good job guys, we did it. Good episode. See you next time. Bye bye.